I had a dream as a child. I was dressed in white shorts. I sat on a white horse. In my right arm there was a double-edged sword. In my left arm there was a double-edged sword. In front of me stood the enemies of Allah, the Jews and the Christians. Their elite start coming at me, and I start taking their head off. Their head was rolling at the feet of Allah. And that day, I was martyred. I remember when I went to my first assault camp, the steel on that gun, the way it smelled. He took the machine gun, he choked it, and he said, "Now, shoot." I knew that I was transformed. We learned how to shoot airplanes. We learned how to disable tanks, how to make bombs from scratch, how to even slit throats. This is when I was 7 years old. I felt the power. I'm chosen, I'm selected. I thought to myself, maybe I could be that man, that I can change the world. I can conquer Jerusalem. I can open her for my people. This is our land after all. Libya is trying to get me to work for them. Iraq trying to get me to Syria trying to get me to work for them. My heart desire is to see the great giant of infidel to be dead. And that great giant is America. In order to conquer the enemy, you have to become like the enemy. Learn their language, culture, learn how they eat, speak, how they move. My goal was to take people just like you, Christian and Jews, and convert them to Islam, and these in return will become giants. I used to go to the high school, colleges, the prison system. These people has nobody to take care of them. You tell them Allah sent you. I didn't have to sell it. I was driving down the street. As I was driving in the left lane, this guy came from the right lane and a truck came and hit me head on. The only thing that I had inside of me is confusion now. I felt maybe Allah is mad with me. These kids are now speaking to me, touching me, loving me, and praying for me in their little voices. The Jesus prayer, that I be healed. Now remember, Allah is not God of relationships. But all of a sudden, I want a relationship with Him. I thought I will seek Allah and see what Allah has to say. I fell in front of the window. And I put my hands up in heaven. And I said, Allah, Allah, Rabbi wa Mawlai, my Lord and my King, why did you do this to me? Allah, Allah, speak to me. I will kill more people. I will change the world for you. I'll make more Muslim for you. Speak to me. Let me know that you are real. And guess what this time Allah said? Absolutely nothing. I just gotta settle this issue with my God to know that if it's real or not. So I walk inside, I shut the door, I go right in the eastern window and I fall on my knees and I put my hands to the heavens and I cry up to my God. Allah, Allah, my Lord and my King. These Christian and Jews, they're good people. There's nothing wrong with them. They don't want to kill us. They're not the same thing that I learned about them. Allah, these people have relationship with their God. These people, they cry out to the God and they answer them. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear you love me. If you're real, speak to me. I want to hear your voice. Guess what Allah said that day? Absolutely nothing.
Kamal felt that because he questioned his faith, the honorable thing to do was to end his own life.
So I went to reach out my guns and put it in the right place and clock out. I heard the voice. The voice knew me by name. He said, Kamal, Kamal, Kamal. Why don't you call on God of Father Abraham and Isaac and Jacob? And now I fell on my knees and I put my hands to the heavens immediately as I heard the voice, and I cried out with every fiber within me, God of Father Abraham, if you are real, would you speak to me? God of Father Abraham, if you are real, I want to know you. Well, God of Father Abraham came to the room, and he filled the room with his glory, and his name was Yahweh. The Lord is one. In his hand, he has holes in his hand. He has holes in his feet. His name is Jesus. I said to him, who are you, my Lord? Who are you? He said, I am that I am. I said, I'm a simple man with a simple mind. What is that supposed to mean? He said, I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. I am the beginning. I am the end. I am everything that is in between. I have known you before I formed the foundation of the earth. I have loved you before I formed you in your mother womb. Rise up. Rise up, come on. Kum. You are my warrior. You are not their warrior. And I said to him, I said, my Lord, I will live and die for you. He said, do not die for me. I died for you that you may live.
That day, instead of taking his life, Kamal gave it to Jesus. He now has a new mission and travels the country challenging Muslims to question their allegiance to Allah.
My heart desire is to reach out for my brothers and sisters, the Muslim out there, 1.5 billion Muslim, that they are living out there and they have not tasted the freedom, and that freedom in God.
It's been over 20 years since Kamal left the Islamic faith, and even threats of violence and death cannot stop him from sharing his story.
He is real. You know, and if you never experienced God before in your life, if you never tasted God, and if you think you got nothing to lose, when you're sitting in your home, whether you're a Muslim or a non-Muslim or a non-Christian or whatever you are, say, call on God of Father Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, and say, if you are real, speak to me. I want to hear your voice.
Dear Jesus, I'm a sinner. Forgive me for my sins. I turn my back on my sins, and I renounce every spirit that has me bound. I believe that Jesus died on the cross for me. Come into my heart and be my Savior.